What's up, guys? We back. Another week, another UFC 250. I stuttered a little bit, got a little bit of CTE, but we're going to keep it rolling. You know what I'm saying? UFC 250, powered by odds.com. We're about to break it down. Find the little wormholes, make this money. Prop bets, you know what I'm saying? But before we get into that, special shout out, Odds HQ. Right here, we're running from 3 platforms tonight. Your boys, Most Cream TV. Big Nicholas over there. What is your YouTube? Is it Boston Nick? Is it Mr. Fat Fist? You got about 17 of them, brother.
That's correct. Boston Nick MMA on YouTube. It's Mr. Fat Fist on Twitter. But everybody that's on either one of these channels right now, Mo's or mine, jump over to Odds HQ's YouTube. And that's where we get all the comments in one so that you guys can see everybody in the chat as opposed to.
If you type in Odds HQ, it's going to try to autocorrect that jank and put a little space in between there. That's why I have it up right here. No space in between. Odds directly HQ. Boom. Go there. Let's be interactive in the chat. You got any questions? You got any hot takes? Anything? You got any special questions for the special guest over there, Mr. Perez? Pop them in the comments. We're going to be super interactive tonight. Boom. So y'all don't let us down. The little pilot episode. So let's keep this moving. Let's introduce who we got going here. First things first. Big special guest. Hey, word on the street is he might have fought somebody on this card. He might have a couple little things for us. Mr. Frankie Perez, welcome to the show, brother.
Hey, thanks for having me, man. I'm excited to be here. What's up, everybody?
Fuck yeah.
Let's get it. Hey, if you watched last week, you know the guy in the bottom right. He's the one that was like, yo, guys, you don't know what you're talking about Chug. Made me think about it. I said, you know what, Joey? You're a fucking genius, brother. I went with it, changed my pick from Shevchenko to Chug just because this man right here in the bottom right, Joey Work. Welcome back, brother.
Thanks for having me. I mean, that was too easy, was it not?
Hey, easy money, son. Easy money.
And I changed that pick about 5 minutes before the fight and put a large bet on Chukin plus 125. And I'm like, the wrong girl's favorite. That's what it was. The wrong girl's favorite.
I was saying it all week, and you were going against me because of the last name.
No, it wasn't the last name. I just really thought that Valentina was going to be able to
do the last name.
Enough. No, it wasn't. She is cute, but no, it wasn't the last name.
I haven't even seen the fight yet, but I heard it was like.
She sat on there for 3 rounds.
Frankie, I would have never thought that Caitlin Chukin would throw less than, I don't know what the punch stat was, but she just grapple effed her to the point where it was like almost the.
It was beautiful.
It was like the what's it called, Roxanne Modafferi fight almost. You know what I mean? To the point I'm not submitting her.
Well,
that's Joey. Hey, this is a little side, real quick. Hey, I take back. Well, you remember that little side conversation we had last week? Like who? Hey, I take that back. My apologies. Totally Chug over Chev. My bad. You're right. I'm wrong. I'm not afraid to admit it. I didn't mean to interrupt, Mr. Perez. What were you saying, brother?
No, I'm saying that was Caitlin's bread and butter. Like, as she was coming up in the ranks, I've known her forever. I actually I hosted her wedding. Like Caitlin and I go way back, and I mean, her bread and butter was grappling. She used to submit everybody. Like it was like, to the point to where like she would take people down, and like everybody would like, all right, this is over. Like go to the concession stand because they knew it was a wrap. So, but I feel like the pressure that the UFC they don't physically put on you, but just the pressure of being at the UFC, everybody tends to, all right, now I got to be a stand-up fighter, now I got to be a knockout artist, because that's what draws, that's what people want. I want to be that person, and everybody tends to forget it. And Caitlin, her couple of losses were minuscule losses. They could have went either way, and her problem is she's not physically built like some of these women are. Like Valentina is built like a fucking freight train,
Freight shithouse. Yep.
She's got thick legs, she's got arms, she's got a back, and when she throws like a man. Caitlin is more of like a points fighter. She has a karate background, Olympic style boxing background, so she likes to hit, not get hit, but there's nothing on them. And I know the last couple camps, the coaches and everybody were kind of like, yo, you need to like get angry in there a little bit. You need to fight, instead of just, this isn't like, don't think of it as a mixed martial arts fight. that there's a point system. You need to go in there and fight. Sit down on your punches and get after it. And every time she did that, it was always the third round of her last few fights. And that was the best rounds that she ever had. And I remember telling her that a few times, like, yo, your best round is the third round because you're mad, you're angry, you're sitting on your kicks, you're turning them over, you're throwing your hands hard. And those are the best rounds. And now I feel like she's finally coming into like almost like her adult stage in fighting, and now she's starting to fight like a woman and not like a kid anymore, you know?
Yeah, man. That was impressive. That was like really impressive. If you were to tell me that Caitlin Chuking was gonna go out there and grapple the entire fight and mow her over, I would have been like, yeah, right. No way. Yeah, right.
Right.
I would have gave you plus 500 odds. You know what I mean? And that's
30-25 all the way through. I mean,
I would have gave you plus 500 odds. Yeah. It's ridiculous. It's unreal.
I love it. I love it. I love her, and her husband Kyle's the man. You know what I mean? Like she deserves it. So
yeah, for sure, for sure.
Very nice. So before we jump into that card, Niggy, tell them one more time what they need to do.
Go to Odds HQ. Please subscribe. Like I said, we never ask for a dime. We don't charge for picks like there's other cappers out there that think they know what they're talking about. There's no money here. We're going to give you our best bets. We're going to give you our best advice. Go to Odds HQ. Do us a favor. You know what I mean? If you like the content, subscribe. Hit the bell notification. Leave a comment, please. Every comment that you leave, we're going to leave a comment with it. So that being said, Odds HQ.
Yeah, we're streaming from 3 platforms. If you're on mine or Nick's channel, hey, hit that little X button. Go search out Odds HQ and jump in on that stream. Let's get that chat popping there. We got 37 people, so appreciate each and every one of y'all. First fight on the card, we got Mr. Evan Dunham versus Herbert Burns. We're going to start with Mr. Perez, and I just have a little question. Like, this is kind of the stuff that I watched, the tape I watched on this. What concerned me about Dunham was last 2 times out, got finished by the body. You watch Herbert, he comes out, throws a lot of kicks to the body. You know, in my opinion, throws a lot of kicks because he's not scared to get taken down. Off his back, he feels that, he can attack submissions. He feels super comfortable there. So I was on Herb at first. Then a little birdie got in my ear and was telling me those strikes that he throws to the guts aren't really power shots. They're not going to hurt somebody like Dunham. In your opinion, is that something that when you're picking this fight, is that a path that you see that Herbert's going to try to take? And are you worried about that?
I mean, listen, you can be the toughest dude in the world. Getting hit with a body shot it's paralyzing. Evan Dunham lost to my teammate Edson Barbosa to a body kick. So he's talk about a veteran. I mean, that guy's been in there with the best. He had a run. I don't know when he had his run, but yeah, he had a run for a while, man. He was up there. He's been fighting he's fought just about everyone. I don't know too much about Herbert Burns. I've never heard of him before, to be honest.
He's Gilbert Burns' little bro.
Older brother.
Well, actually, I looked that up. He's a year younger.
See, I knew you said that the other night. I'm like,
yeah, Guru got me, bro. He got me. But he's a year younger. Hey, that shows do your own research, Mo. So I looked it up, a year younger. But he doesn't look as dangerous. He doesn't look like, to me, that he has that pop on his shots like Big Brother Gilbert does. So
what I'm going to say is it's 2 ways this can go, right? Herbert Burns can take full advantage of fighting a veteran, like this and put him on a platform. Evan Dunham is probably a fight or 2 away from being done with the UFC, if he keeps getting taken out. So there's a lot on the line for him. So are they both coming off of losses right now?
No,
Burns is
came off of a win.
All right. So I'm gonna. Dude, the body is so hard to predict. Saying he's gonna get taken out with a body shot, but I'm gonna go with Dunham for this with a unanimous decision.
Okay, very nice.
Just because of seniority.
There you go.
Very nice.
Your boy Mo.
Joey, what you thinking about this fight?
All right, so I got Evan Dunham. He is 18-8-1. His last fight was September 2018, so it was a year plus
Oh,
layoff here.
my bad. I forgot the stats, bro. I got a lot of going in my mind.
I
Next
got
time around, we're dropping them stats first. My fault,
I
bro.
got you. He's 3-2 last 5, 11-8 in the UFC. He's fought Cerrone, as Frankie mentioned, Cerrone, Ross Pearson, Barbosa, Rafael Dos Anjos, Beneil Darish, Rick Glenn. He's fought a lot of big names UFC fighters. Now we got Herbert Burns. He's 10-2. He's 32 years old, 5'9", 74-inch reach. He's 2-0 in the UFC, including his Contender Series fight. 4-1 last 5. He fought at one championship before the UFC. He has 10 wins, 1 by knockout, 7 by submission, and 2 by decision. And last 4 all were stopped in the first or second round. And the last 3 were all in the first round. So I would lean Herbert Burns within distance here. I haven't made an official play, but that's my lean.
Joey, book it. Herbert Burns inside the distance. It's only because listen, Dunham, tough motherfucker. Excuse me for cursing, but I'm not excuse me. That being said, I just think it's the new age coming up. I think Dunham is 38, turned 39. Correct, right? And when was his last fight?
September 2018. I mean 2019. I'm sorry. 2018. Okay. No, 2018.
Yeah, it was 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just tough. You're in a smaller cage, which he's never been in, and Gilbert Burns was in that cage, Contender Series wise, right? Pretty recently, right?
Yes.
I think it's another big advantage with that small cage being in there. I got to take Gilbert Burns inside the distance. I think it was -125 when I bet it. Mo was starting to lead me towards Dunham, and I love Dunham. I grew up watching him. I'm 36 years old. I can't do it right now. I just can't. But I don't blame anybody for sprinkling. Was it +3? Was it +2 something, right?
No, it's +180 now.
Oh, that's not – value's not there.
Yeah.
The reason that I was on old Herbie because of the whole path that I saw of him coming straight out and attacking the body a lot. Him being finished the past 2 times by body shots. That was my initial thought. Then I talked to old Guru, and Guru he's all over Dunham, and he's saying that he doesn't think that there's enough power on them kicks to the body that Dunham's he is going to be able to not really walk through those body shots, but he's going to be able to walk forward. His boxing's better. Herbert doesn't really have good boxing. He's more kick based, and he's the type of fighter that he doesn't flop to his back, but if you blow on him wrong, my man's going to flop to his back. And I just kind of think that Dunham's jiu-jitsu is good enough to where he's going to get in half, side control, something like that, and be able to have good enough top pressure to at least win 2 of the 3 rounds. I don't really see Burns subbing Dunham, but man, I don't fucking know. This is probably 2, maybe 3 of the fights that I'm a little nervous on. The other ones I'm fairly confident on. This one right here, I am up in the air right now. So I think if Dunham wins, he's going to win by decision. So, boom.
Yeah, I mean, look at his 8 losses. His 8 losses, those guys were all those guys were in the top 10 at one point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot better competition.
That's true. But they're not there now, right?
No, but Dunham's also He's got over 10 years in the UFC at least.
Oh yeah. I've been watching for years. It's gonna be a great fight to watch either way. I mean, if tell you the truth, it's win money or I'm happy for homeboy winning. You know what I mean? So if one of them wins, I'm happy for him. Otherwise, I got money in the bank.
During the weigh-ins, he weighed like 149.5, something like that. This is a catch weight fight at 150. Yeah. He had that mask on, so I couldn't really tell, but it sounded like he said screamed.
He did.
Yeah, what did he scream? 145?
Yeah, he said 145. Next time 145 or something.
Yeah, something like that. So apparently this in his mind isn't just I'm just coming back to collect a check. He's planning on dropping down to featherweight, I guess, maybe for a new contract, something of that nature. So but that's just I'm just coming back to collect a check. He's what is that? Somebody's got
that's all right.
I was like, what the but hey, we'll hit that next fight. Next up, we got Mr. Alonso Medfield facing Mr. Devon Clark. Hey, Mr. Joey Work, can you drop me some stats, bro?
Yes, sir. Alonso Medfield is 9-0 overall. He is 32 years old, 6 foot, 76-inch reach, 3-0 in the UFC, including his Contender Series fights, 4 of the last 5, all wins in the first round. His 9 wins, 7 by KO, 2 by sub, 0 by decision. Then we got Devon Clark, who's 11-4. He's 30 years old, 6 foot, and has a 75-inch reach. So they're both the same height and 1 inch reach advantage for Medfield. He's 5-4 in the UFC and 3-2 his last 5. His last 5 wins all by decision. His 11 wins, 3 by KO, 1 by sub, and 7 by decision. So here I saw them both weigh in. These guys are both yoked out of their mind. Monsters, guys. I'm thinking that Medfield within the distance is the play here. If you like Clark, I would take him by decision. But I'm leaning Medfield within the distance, which I probably before Saturday will make official.
Very nice. Hey, Nikki, how those odds looking, brother?
Minus 155 inside the distance, and by KO is only minus 145. So you skip
For
the KO.
Medfield?
Yeah. So you skip the you don't take KO prop because just in case he clips him, and Clark likes to shoot him for a takedown, he just catches that neck and guillotine wise, it's over with, and you lose your bet. So over 10 cents on the dollar, you take it inside the distance, Joey. I like that bet as well. It's actually one of mine. So I already put that in there. Yeah.
Very nice. What you think about this, Mr. Perez?
I'm going to go with Alonso here. I'm going to go with Alonso. I don't know much about these guys. I know Devon Clark. I've watched him fight before. He's tough. He's long. He's rangy. But this guy coming in on a high. He's 9-0. He's coming in with some fury. Is this his first fight in the UFC?
No.
For who?
Clark? No.
No.
Clark's 5-4.
No, he's had 2 fights, I believe, 2. But he's
3-0 in the UFC. But I think there was 1 contender or 2 contender series for your fight.
Yeah. So I'm gonna rock with him. And they were supposed to fight before, right? They were supposed to fight on the Weidman card. I see here now.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Knockout. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Alonso. He seems like he's gonna come out with like a ball of energy, and I don't know if Clark's gonna be able. Clark is not he's good. He's tough. He's strong, but he's not the quickest starter from what I've seen in his last couple of fights. So
he's won the first. He's won in the first round of the last 4 straight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's knocked out Paul Craig, his last fight. Then Cis Moreno, the fight before that. Then on Contender Series, knocked the guy out in 8 seconds.
I saw that.
Yeah,
he's finishing. He's doing it quick.
So out of
the only thing I'm worried about with those Zoe, at some point he's going to get a matchup where all the muscles are going to go against him. He's going to find somebody that's going to hold him against the cage, drag him into water that he's never really been. But I don't think Clark's that guy. You know what I'm saying? I think that Clark's going to try to. How what I've seen about Clark is he likes to blitz to try to get in to get that clinch. He might get it once. He might get it twice. I just see at some point when he's trying to rush in, Zoe's going to land one of them big bombs, and it's going to be night. Whether it's going to be first round, early second round. But, yeah, no, I got Zoe as well.
And Devon Clark, I believe that there might be one of the fighters that he's beaten in the UFC that are still signed. I think they're all
whenever Devon Clark comes out, there's a couple different versions of Devon Clark. You got the Devon Clark that comes out that fought like Ratchet, that comes out, trying to wrestle immediately and puts the pressure on people. But then the majority of time you got that Clark that sits back and waits and then picks his shots and is super boring. If he wins, he's going to win by decision. So, but I think Zoe's going to finish him pretty handily.
Yeah, I agree.
Good parlay piece too, I think, right?
Yep. 7 every other win-loss for Devon Clark, and he's coming off a win. Not that matters, but
right?
Just interesting little tidbit.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, just out of curiosity, just for the people, because different strokes for different folks. So there has to be somebody out there that's going to watch this, that's going to want to bet Devon Clark. In my opinion, I think the only way to bet Devon Clark is by decision. That's the only way that he finds a way to steal 2 rounds. So what is Clark by decision for the people that are on Clark?
Nikki, do you have that?
Yo, Nikki, 3 ounce.
You got me? On what? I apologize.
Clark
by decision.
Yeah.
Oof. That's probably his only path to victory here. Let's see.
Dang, you zoned out over there, bro. What do you think?
No, I thought you were asking someone in the chat.
Oh.
All right, so Clark by decision. Let's see what we got here.
Jake or Beach Boss is saying he got on them both by submission is plus 1,200.
Yeah, I think it's I sent that in Jimmy's chat. Medfield by submission plus 1,700, but Clark by decision right now is 360.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, I don't see him winning, but if he does win, I think that's the way he gets it done.
I agree.
Next up on the card, we got Mr. Jussier Formiga versus Mr. Alex Perez.
Great match.
Hey, Mr. Work, you got some stats on this, my brother?
I do. So Mr. Formiga is 35 years old, 5'5", 67-inch reach. He is 23-7 overall, 9-6 in the UFC, 3-2 his last 5. He lost his last 2, so it's a big fight for him. His 23 wins, 10 by submission, 13 by decision. And then we got Alex Perez, the betting favorite right now. He is 23-5 overall, 28 years old, 5'6" and 65.5-inch reach, 6-1 in the UFC, 4-1 last 5. His 23 wins, 4 by knockout, 7 by submission, and 12 by decision. Here I've been going back and forth. I know a lot of people are on Formiga. For me, it's Perez or pass. I just think, they both fought.
Talk to me, Work. Hey, what did you see, brother?
They both fought Benavidez, and I think Perez looked better in that one. I know he lost in the first round. It is what it is. Then he came back and beat Mark De La Rosa, who's an up-and-comer, and Jordan Espinoza. And I just feel like, this is really big fight for him. Obviously, it's a really big fight for both of them, but I think Alex Perez gets it done.
All right. I beg to differ, though. I think Formiga gets this one done. I mean, his grappling is obviously way better. Perez has great wrestling, yes, but he doesn't want to wrestle with Formiga. He'll some way get his back, somehow just transition into something. He wants to box. And I think that Formiga's striking is underrated as well. Not to mention the level of competition that Formiga has fought in. I mean, you got Deepson Figueiredo, who he beat, who has beaten Joe B, correct? He was a little bit overweight for that fight, but I mean, I don't know. I like him a lot here at plus odds. I think the wrong guy's favorite, so I'm taking the value here on Formiga.
Nice. Ms. Perez, what you think about this, bro?
I don't know. I think it says a lot that Joseph Benavidez knocked both these guys out, because I think, no offense, but I think Joe's stand-up is horrific.
Yes, tell him about it, bro.
I just think Benavidez's stand-up is horrific. I think his style is very weird and unorthodox. He gets hit a lot. If we all saw in his last fight, I mean, it wasn't even funny. I don't know much about Alex Perez. I know he's a little bit aggressive. I watched him fight once, but I know he's on a 2-fight win streak. And Formiga is he lost his last 2, one to Benavidez, right? And he lost to a decision, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yep, unanimous decision to Brandon Moreno.
Yeah, another one that's kind of like a journeyman. So I'm gonna pass on this one. I really don't know, man. I guess I don't know. I don't know who's gonna pull this one off.
This is
just because he's on a 2-fight win streak, I guess.
Yeah. This is kind of a tough one to call because the tape that I watched, Alex comes out. He has pretty decent boxing, big overhand. He seems to want to get it to the mat though at some point. Some of the stuff I've seen, he likes to sit in half guard and just rain shit down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that he's going to have that path against Formiga. I think just at some point in time when it hits the mat, Formiga seems like he somehow is a magnet to the back and it's going to try to find the mat. He's going to find the back. And kind of just to piggyback what you said about Joe B, I'm just not a big Joe B fan either. And Joe B super smoked Mr. Perez, Mr. Alex Perez. So I'm going to go with Formiga. And don't you get the dog money on Formiga too?
Yeah, you're plus 112, I think, right now. I think I got him a little bit better. I got to check my account, but I think it was as high as like plus 115 or plus 120.
Yeah, that's all gone now. The best again is plus 110.
Yeah, plus 110. So, still dog money. on a fight that I think that Formiga should be the person that's not a dog. I think should be the slight favorite. So, I mean, he's beat Davis and Figueiredo. Look what Davis and Figueiredo just did to Joe B. So, I mean, not MMA math, you can't do that, but matchup-wise, I think it's a good matchup for Formiga. You got a good wrestler that likes to take people down. You don't want to do that with Formiga. He's forced to, stand up. Formiga can threaten in both angles, the stand up and the takedown or get it to the mat. So, I like Formiga dog odds, and I think he's got more ways to win.
Very nice, very nice. Before we get into that next one, hey, Nikki, hey, how about you tell them what they need to do, bro?
You need to subscribe over at Odds HQ and hit that bell notification. You never know when we're going to go live. We're actually going to be doing this a lot more, and I hope you like the content. If you do, subscribe, leave some comments in the bottom, and that's all we ask. We don't ask for money. We don't ask for money for picks like certain people. That being said, let's share these bookmakers, as Joey knows, right?
Yes, sir.
Bookmakers.
That's right. We're streaming from 3 platforms right now. Your boy's channel, Nick's channel, and Odds HQ. But let's all try to migrate over there to Odds HQ. If you're on my channel, if you're on Nick's channel, hey, hit that little button. You see it right there, Odds HQ on the screen. Go over there, hit that subscribe button, that bell notification, click that video, and join this chat right over there. So just wanted to give that nice little healthy plug since this video is powered by odds.com. Shout out to the bosses of all bosses, Miss Cynthia, for making this happen.
Yes, ma'am.
So, hey, boy, hey, you hanging around me more and more. You sounding like me when you talk now.
No, I just like to copy you. It's kind of funny. The ma'am.
Hey, you go fuck yourself, bro. Next up, hey, we got Mr. Charles Bird. Hey, Mr. Is it Maki or Maki or Joey? Is it Maki?
Yeah, Peola.
I think Maki.
Maki, okay.
Right.
Mr. Frankie,
I don't know.
correct, is Maki. Hey, Mr. Work, you got some stats on this fight, bro?
I do. So Charles Bird, he is 36 years old, 5'10", 73-inch reach. He is 10-6 overall, 3-2 in the UFC, and is in his last 5, including his Contender Series fight. His last 5, none of them made it into the 3rd round. His 10 wins, 3 by KO, 5 by submission, and 2 by decision. Now, Maki Peola, 12-5. He's 29 years old, 5'10", 73.5-inch reach. So these guys exact same height, a half-inch reach advantage for Maki. 1-1 in the UFC, including his Contender Series fight. 3-2 last 5. 1 of his last 5 went the final distance. Out of his 12 wins, 6 by knockout, 3 by submission, 3 by decision. For here, I was leaning Charles Bird, but I don't know if I could lay 175-ish is like the lowest price I got. Not sure I could lay. It might be a parlay.
Right now. 165.
165 might be a parlay piece, but I haven't made a decision on this one yet. I thought Charles would be a little bigger during the weigh-in, but they look pretty much equal.
I hear you. Callum Potter just got done beating the brakes and on Patolo, and I mean Callum Potter is he's nobody to write home about. I mean, if you don't like that odds, you can take him inside the distance, something like that. But I don't mind minus 165 at all. I think he should be more like around a minus 200. So, I mean, it's obvious I like Bird here.
Yep.
What are you thinking, Frankie?
I like Maki.
Ooh.
Tell him about it, Frankie.
I like Maki. I mean, I see here that Bird got knocked out his last 2 fights. And I feel like Maki is probably going to come out there. He's coming off a loss, that Hawaiian blood, a little tougher. They get a little grittier. You know what I mean? They're about the same height. So I feel like it's all going to, even though Bird comes out of a good gym in Texas, Fortress MMA, but I'm leaning towards Maki. I have a good feeling about that Hawaiian blood coming out a little bit more aggressive. Bird been knocked out twice. Maki's knocked some dudes out, especially on the Contender Series. So he's fought for Bellator, CFFC, and the UFC. So he's got some miles on him. So I don't know. I'm shooting for Maki here.
Okay.
Very nice. Yeah, no, he can definitely get the knockout, in my opinion. If he gets the knockout, it'll probably be around the 3rd. How I see this fight going down, I see Bird coming out. Majority of the time you watch tape on him, he's coming out. He's looking for that takedown within the first minute. He he likes to stick with that. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it works for him, sometimes it tires him out. If Maki can stuff the takedown, make him work, a couple little things, just like Nick said with Mr. Potter. If you watch tape on Potter and then you compare him to Bird seems like he's a better version of what Potter does. In the grappling, he likes to press forward with big, long straights. I saw Maki, he likes to lean back a lot. Instead of slipping from left to right, he likes to lean straight back. Seen him get caught a couple times on that.
He stays on the center line too much.
What's that?
Stays on that center line too much.
Yeah. My pick is Bird, probably by decision. I think he's going to be able to. No. I just talked myself at it. I got probably Bird inside the distance. I wouldn't bet this because Maki could come out and get the knockout. He has a lot of volume. Kind of reminds me of a Diaz striker in the sense that he throws like a couple at like 20-30% and then lights up hard on that third one.
He could shit my apple pie. He could shit my apple pie.
Oh yeah, he can screw the pooch for sure. Yeah. So if you're betting Maki, I'd bet him. If you want to get real specific, you can bet him third round finish. But maybe inside the distance for Maki. Maybe if Bird doesn't get too gas, he could bank, the first round, the second round, even if he gets swamped in the third. But my pick is Bird. Not super confident on it though. But the pick is Bird.
Yeah. It's a 70-30 for me. I'm 70% on Bird, 30%.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good little number.
Right.
So let's see.
Any chat questions that we want to bring up here?
Yeah, no. Go ahead and.
Only Coconut Bombs wins if he lands a bomb. If not, I like Bird.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Exactly. No, it's true. Only this is one shot. I mean, just like what's his name said.
Did you like that, bro?
Bird is dark. I like Frankie's take. Bob Lee Swags.
Yeah, right, the chat's popping. Appreciate each and every one of y'all for rocking with us. Y'all could be anywhere on this Friday night, but y'all are deciding to rock with us. So, hey, I know the majority of the crowd here because we got pretty boy Frankie Perez in the building over there, Jack City. Y'all saw the thumbnail. You're welcome. So, yeah, no. So I appreciate y'all rocking with us. If you could, smash that like button. That's how YouTube knows that, hey, y'all like what we're doing over here. And also, for the 18th time, go over to Odds HQ. Make sure we're showing them some love over there as well. Next up on the card, we got Mr. Cody Stamann versus who? I think we might have to save some stats for a brief second, Mr. Work, and go straight to Mr. Perez. We got Boom Kelleher up. Hey, what you think about this fight, Mr. Perez?
I like this fight, man. Kelleher, I feel, is like really coming into his own right now. He's a friend of mine. He's from Long Island, got a lot of fights. He's been around for quite a while. Him and I have a past. We fought in the amateurs in Newark, New Jersey. It's where I won my first title, him and I. He actually used to fight at 55. Kid's tough, very gritty. I'll be honest, I'm very impressed with him and how he's adapted into the UFC, and how he's knocking everybody out. He beat Barao. That's a huge call. Yeah, Barao on his tail end. It doesn't matter. I hate when people say that, like, on their tail end, whatever. He fucking won. Doesn't matter. A guy that was unbeatable at one point in his career.
For 5 years. You know what? He's unbeatable for 5 years.
Right. So it doesn't matter. He fought him. He beat him. He won. And I think he's got a lot of momentum going into this fight. He's not scared to get hit. Does he get hit a lot? Yeah, he doesn't move his head too much. You know what I mean? But he's like a killer, be killed kind of guy, and I love it. And I think he is going to definitely. I don't know if he's going to knock this kid out because this kid's pretty tough. And he's got a good chin. He wrestles. You know what I mean? Like he can get after it. But I think Kelleher can get the job done for sure. So I'm going with Kelleher.
Joey.
Very nice insight, sir. Thank you for that. Mr. Joey Ward, can we get some stats on these guys now, please?
Absolutely. As you know, Cody's brother passed away, I think, last week or something. So,
Yeah,
RIP.
18-year-old brother, right?
Yeah, it's terrible. But Cody is 30 years old. He's 5'6", 64.5-inch reach, 18-2-1. 4-1 his last 5, and all in the UFC. He did have a draw his last fight out versus Dong Song, but if you look at the stats on that one, he definitely won that fight. His 18 wins, 6 by KO, 2 by submission, 10 by decision. Now we got Kelleher, who just fought less than a month ago. This is his 3rd fight in 2020. He's 5 and
correct.
Yep, he knocked him out as a underdog, plus 200 at least underdog in that fight. Kelleher is 5-3 in the UFC, 3-2 last 5. 21 wins, 8 by knockout, 9 by submission, and 4 by decision. So I keep going back and forth on this one. I don't have an official play, but I'm definitely leaning Cody. But the odds, again, it's minus about 250-ish. I'm not going to lay that. So
exactly.
Yeah, I'm probably off this fight.
The pick is it's Stamann, but if I was to put my money on this bet, it would be Brian Kelleher 1,000%.
Dude is slowly turning into the underdog king. You know what I'm saying?
He's got that power to put your lights out any given second. So if you
guys, he's got 31 fights.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's
experience.
He's 200,000 miles and it's still going. You know what I mean? It's
kids better.
What you look at 31 fights. You know, he's 33 years old. He's got 31 fights. You know
pro fights, 7 amateur.
You know how many hours that is in there? You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to take into this. Like, yeah, you can be young and sharp and full of fucking energy, ready to go after there, but 31 fights, like, talk about time, energy, just fight IQ alone, what this kid has. You know what I mean? And the grit and the fact that he knows when to turn the switch on and saying, it's me or you, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, that's that be able to turn that switch on whenever it's like, yo, I'm down 2 rounds. Now I got to go after it and get the knockout. Like, Kelleher is that guy.
Yeah.
Cody washes him for 2 rounds. Kelleher is able to turn it up in the 3rd round and leave it all out there for sure and be able to knock this kid out.
That could be dangerous for Cody. If he wins the first 2 rounds, that's a dangerous Kelleher in the 3rd, right?
Yeah, he's that kind of fighter, man. That's the guy that, like, you can put your money on the pretty boy, the new up-and-coming guy. But Kelleher's the guy you don't want to fight because that's the dude that he's always there. He's going to make you work for that win every minute of that fight. You know what I'm saying? And he's the guy that after you're done fighting him, please, God, I hope I don't get to run into this guy again. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
That's the guy he is.
Yeah, no, man, you made some great points there. When I watch this fight, of course, like when you watch a lot of tape, you see Brian Kelleher's name pop up. You see somebody going against him. I don't know if it's just me, but I kind of just already without looking at odds, I'm like, okay, well, Kelleher's going to be the dog. People seem to write off Kelleher, but I always appreciate there's certain fighters that have like that WWE finishing move that once they hit it, it's a wrap. And I think that he has one of those finishing moves in that old guillotine that he has. You know, and how a lot of people catch that guillotine is when people shoot in on doubles, shoot in on singles, have their head on the wrong side. They get rocked. They get, a little gassed, something like that. So Kelleher, in my opinion, could definitely snatch up that neck. One of the things I think is you can't help but to put into consideration here, even though it's, not a good topic, not a fun topic, but with Cody Stamann's brother passing away. So
yeah,
we just saw this with Walt. A lot probably different circumstances, daughter, 19 years old, brother, 18 years old. Who knows if it feels the same or, how it feels. But, Walt came out and looked good. He came out, smoked, dude. It's just Overeem. He's got that experience. He gassed himself out. Overeem got up, took advantage of it. Wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. In y'all opinion, do you think that Cody's going to come out? Because Cody's normally wrestles, looks for that decision. Do you think that this is a time that maybe Cody could come out and get a TKO, could come out looking for a finish to avenge his brother type situation? Or you think we're going to see the same Cody come out looking for a decision?
I honestly think that he's going to get the win no matter whatever he has to do. So I think he's going to his game plan, and
You think he's just going to come out and wrestle him?
Yeah, grapple him. And, I mean, he knows what he's good at. You know what I mean? Brian knows what he's good at. And I know that Stamann knows what Brian's good at. So I think that that he tries to stick to his game plan. If he doesn't, he's in big trouble. He's in big trouble.
Yeah, Kelleher has good leg kicks, switches stances from, decent range, good kicks, pretty good BJJ, pretty good wrestling, really good guillotine. He's got some real skills. I'm just, from the stuff I saw, I'm going to go Cody Stamann by decision. So what are these odds looking like, Nikki? What's old Stamann by decision?
Stamann by decision right now, currently.
Let's break down. How do we see the path of these guys winning?
Minus 120, and that's if I don't get plus odds on something like that, it ain't worth it. Minus
Big
120.
Joey, what you thinking on these odds, brother? Something catch your eye, or is this a hard pass for you? Or?
Yeah, this is a pass right now. It's at the line I can't take minus 250.
It might be dog or pass.
Yeah, it's dog or pass. Absolutely, that's exactly it.
Very nice. Is Mr. Stamann a little parlay piece, you think, or still you don't get enough juice on it?
Possibly, but I'm probably not. I'd rather take.
He shit on my app. This guy, Brian Kelleher, shit on my apple pie against Hunter Zur. So
he's done mine in the past too. He fucked both my pies up last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't call him. You can't bet against this guy. You can't call him quits. You know what I'm saying? And a guy like Cody. He's going to wrestle the first 2 rounds or whatever when he can, but when he gets tired, man, that's when Kelleher turns on. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, when I was an amateur, when Kelleher and I fought, okay, I beat him up the first 2 rounds. Like, it wasn't even close. And he came out and dropped me in the 3rd. And I saw stars. I was hurt. He won the 3rd round. First time ever I got dropped. And I remember when this kid got on the scale, his back was so big. And he was ripped up, and he came from a karate school. And I'm like, what the hell had come from karate school? And he shot on me, actually. He was shooting on me. So, Kelleher's not great at anything, but he's decent at a lot of things. You know what I mean? The best thing that Kelleher's got is his heart and his grit. You know what I mean? And it's just –
He's got power too, right? He's got that power too.
He's got the power. It's not even power with him. He just puts the shots, and – he's not afraid to get hit 3 times, and he'll hit you, one. Let him get one off. You know what I mean? Like that's what he's so durable, and he's not gonna have to worry about that with Cody. I don't see it happening.
Trade 2 to get 1, right?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. You heard it from the man himself, Mr. Frankie. Hey, he ain't gonna be mad at you if you put a little sprinkle on the dog, Mr. Kelleher. So next up, let's see. We got one, boys, that I thought we had a little late notice replacement, but I guess they decided to let him fight. We got Hainish versus GM3 himself. Mr. Work, you got some stats on this, my brother?
Yep. Hainish is 13-3 overall, 31 years old, 5'11", 72-inch reach, 3-2 in his last 5 and in the UFC. His last 4 all went to decision. His 13 wins, 4 by knockout, 2 by submission, and 7 by decision. Now we got Mershart, 31-12. He is 6-4 in the UFC, 2-3 last 5. Last 13 fights that he won have all been stopped before the final bell. His last fight, he was gassed, but he won. He got a rear naked choke. I'm pretty sure it was in the 3rd to Duran win.
Yeah.
Yep. So he choked him out in the 3rd, but he was gassed in that fight, and they were going back and forth throwing bows. I remember this clearly because it was about 3 months ago, and they were going back and forth throwing bows. I think if that happens, so he has 31 wins, 6 by knockout, 23 by submission, 2 by decision. I think if that happens, if he's throwing back and forth with Hainish, it's a recipe for disaster. I think Hainish wins. Have minus 120. I'm going to make that one official.
By decision or inside, do you think?
I'll just take minus 120 the money line. I don't even need to mess with any of that.
Because he's been decision in his 4 UFC fights, all by decision, Ian Hainish. You got 2 wins, 2 losses. Come off 2 losses before that 2 wins.
Yep, that makes sense. That correlates with Mershart's last 13 fights that he won have all been stopped before decision. So it does correlate. What's the odds we get with him within the distance?
All right, let's see. Hopefully it spices up a little bit.
It's got to be plus money.
It better be.
No, it has to be minus 120. It's got to be plus money.
Yeah.
Probably slightly plus.
By KO, you can get Mershard at over 1,000. By submission, plus 380, and Heinish, or excuse me, Mershard wins by decision, plus 315, and inside the distance is
Hainish inside the distance.
You want Hainish inside?
Yeah. Yes.
435.
Plus 435. Ooh, now we're talking.
Ooh, getting spicy over there, huh, Mr. Wirt?
Hey. Can't take anybody off. You can't talk anybody off a plus 425.
That's right.
Oh, there you go. Well, hey, Mr. Joey dropping you some bombs over there, people. Said put you some cash on Mr. Ian. You said inside the distance?
At plus 420.
Plus 420. You ain't mad about it.
Sprinkle, I ain't mad. Nope.
Yo, Mr. Perez, you got an opinion on this fight one way or another, my brother?
Yeah, I'm going with Gerald.
Same here, brother. Same
I'm
here.
going with Gerald. I feel
Tell
like
me about it.
my
Tell me why I'm right. Tell me why I'm right.
I love it.
this is the thing. Gerald is like a Kelleher. All right, he's got a lot of fights. And this I'm friends with Gerald. Good dude. I know they all been training up there. I know they got a small little squad. Paul Felder's up there. Anthony Pettis is up there. Gerald, Jared Gordon. I know they're all training. You know, I don't know where this kid Ian trained. Oh, he's from Factory X. Okay, it's a great gym. But Gerald is that dude that everybody always counts out for whatever reason. I don't know why. And he's got stand-up. He can wrestle. He's durable. You know,
he's improving too.
Yes, and has he been put away? Yes, but he has 43 fights. You know what I mean? And there's a couple of fights that he was on his way out and somehow fought his way back. I don't know, man. I'm going to be a little biased with this one, even though Gerald's my boy. But I like Gerald with this. I like Gerald, and I like Gerald.
Make it a point though, because. Listen, Ian Heinish has not finished anybody in his 4 UFC debuts, and if you're going to beat Gerald Mershard, you're probably going to have to finish him. You know what I mean?
You have to. You have to, and you got to fight him. You got to fight him. You know what I mean? Like, he's always going to be in your face. Look, his last win, they put Darion on him, right?
Darion win, yeah.
You know, that was the new protege, right? That everybody was counting Gerald out. And Daniel Cormier's little protege,
yep.
Me is going to come out, and Darion is good. Don't get me wrong; he's lazy and he needs to cut some fucking weight. There's no way he should be
a 155.
What?
He should be a 155.
Yeah, bro. He's bubble boy. You know what I mean? Like
that's like me.
He needs to cut weight, bro. Like he needs to cut weight. I don't care.
Hey, what weight class you think my man needs to be in, Frankie?
Bro, he needs to lose at least 20 pounds, bro.
At least
lose 20 pounds. I don't care if you want to say, "Oh, you're just a skinny fat guy." No, you're fat, bro. You're fat.
170 is the highest.
Cormier, you know, that works for Cormier, but even he struggles with it. That's why he's never beat John Jones. That's why he'll never beat John Jones or anybody to that caliber. You know what I'm saying? But I just think John Jones is in his head. Yeah, that's
I think DC will beat John Jones now. I do think that.
I don't think he'll ever beat John Jones, even if he pays John Jones to win.
I don't think in any life he'll ever beat John Jones.
It'll ever happen. Listen, when you lose twice to somebody, speaking to somebody that lost twice to somebody, that guy's just in your head. You know, for whatever reason it is, even though you can say 10 out of 10 days you're better than that guy, for whatever reason, all it takes is a split second to just not believe in it for one second. And that's how he lost, you know? And a guy like John Jones, who's a freak of nature, the GOAT, the best of all time, who is fighter's IQ is like Albert Einstein, okay?
Do you think he won his last fight, though? I bet on him. I was lucky I got the decision. Dominic Reyes. He lost that fight.
Okay, that was questionable. I actually did see that fight, yes. But who are we to say? Did he win? Didn't he win? On the stats, he won. So there's like, you can bitch and moan and say, you know what it was? Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? It sucks that it is that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is what it is. We can say whatever we want. Those 3 people there said he won, and that's it. That's the decision. So
I'm happy they did. I had a lot of money riding on it.
We can talk about all I want. I'll tell you one thing. Dominic Reyes won twice that night. You know what I mean? Like he won the fans, and he leveled up that night because I think it proved to himself saying where he is as a fighter and as a man. You know what I mean? Like, everybody looks at John Jones, Goliath, the GOAT. John Jones has no losses. His only loss was a bullshit 12-6 when he fought Vladimir or whatever his name.
Matt Hamill. Matt the Hammer.
Matt Hamill. Right. But that almost happened when he fought Vladimir too, believe it or not.
Wow.
Vladimir fight, that almost happened too. But Matt Hamill, yes. And it was 12-6. John Jones is undefeated in the UFC. Before I started training with Ricardo Almeida, we had a guy named Carlos Eduardo where he fought at Elite Fighting Championship or something like that in Atlantic City. It was like they did like a one-off or a couple of fights. My teammate back then, Carlos Eduardo, fought John Jones before he made it anywhere, before anybody knew who the hell John Jones was. And even back then, Carlos Eduardo at the time was the only one that take him out of the first round because John Jones was finishing everybody. And when I watched that dude fight, man, I thought this dude Carlos Eduardo was, Iron Man. I was like, this dude's a beast from Brazil, black belt in jiu-jitsu, black belt in Muay Thai, phenomenal. And after the first round, this dude John Jones played with him, hit him with a spinning elbow. Nobody saw spinning elbows. It was like 2009.
That shit didn't happen.
Like, people barely knew how to cross train then, let alone spinning elbows. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was just unbelievable. So John Jones is a freak of nature, and the fact that he doesn't even take himself that serious is even more incredible. But that's his personal demons. You know what I mean? He has personal demons. It could be from fighting. It could be from losing his mother. It could be from maybe something in the household that nobody knows about. I don't know. But, I mean, listen, the guy's the GOAT at the end of the day. But Gerald's going to freaking win, Joe.
Get it, Frankie.
Get on the bandwagon, Joe. What are you doing, bro?
Let's go, bro.
Hey, once you seen one Ian Hainish fight, you seen them all. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he fights the same way every time. Hey, Nikki, what is he going to do?
Mirror shirt?
Hey, what were you just doing up there, bro?
I was just doing 1, 2, 1, 2.
Bam, boom, throwing bows over here. Hey, we call those hell bows around here. You know what I'm saying?
I have good elbows. That's all I'll say.
Hey, Nikki bringing the heat on that one. So, I'm on Gerald too. Ain't a lot more to say after all that breakdown. I just think he has more weapons, and I think he's going to end up probably finding a finish or decision. I don't know. I'm not really on which way he wins, just kind of see him winning. But, hey, we got Mr. Work down there. He sees a direct path. So he might be making all this look like some clowns. So I don't know. We shall see. Before we jump right into that next fight, hey, Nikki 4 ounce. Tell them what these boys need to do.
16 ounce, you fucking.
Hey, bro, you ain't drinking 16 ounces like the first time I was on stream with you.
I'll drink one night.
Bro, you drink shots of beer. It's okay to each their own. Tomato. Yeah. Tell them where they need to go.
Odds HQ, please subscribe. Also, Odds 110 on YouTube. And like we always say, we don't ask you for money for picks. We just ask you to come live and chat with us and chop it up and make money together. And this Saturday, we're going to be cashing checks. Let's get this fucking shit going.
That's right. We're streaming for multiple platforms, my channel, Nick's channel. If you're on one of ours, migrate over to Odds HQ. You see it on the screen right now. No space in between Odds or HQ. All one word. When you type it in, it's going to want to auto space. Auto correct. Throw a space in there. Don't do it. Correct it. No space. Odds HQ. Also, let's smash these like buttons. Let's show YouTube that you enjoy this type of content. So let's get on to this next one.
Ooh, it's a good one too.
Ooh, this is. Yo, Mr. Work, how about you drop me some stats, brother? We got Mr. Chase Hooper versus Mr. Alex Caceres.
Yep, so Chase Hooper is 20 years old, 6'1", 75.5-inch reach. He's 9-0-1. Professionally, 2-0 in the UFC, including his Contender Series fight. 5-0 in his last 5. 1 of his last 5 went to decision. His 9 wins, 3 by KO, 4 by submission, and 2 by decision. Then Caceres is 15-12 overall, 31 years old, 5'10", and has a 73.5-inch reach. So Hooper has a 2-inch reach advantage and 2-inch height advantage. Caceres is 10-10 in the UFC, not including his Ultimate Fighter fights, which he had about 4 or 5 of. He's 3-2 his last 5. He is off a 1-year layoff, and 3 of his last 4 went to decision. For me, this is a build me up fight for Chase Hooper, I think. They're just throwing him. I mean, don't get me wrong, Caceres is a good fighter, but I think this should be a win for Hooper within the distance. So here, but the line is he's getting minus 200 almost. Hooper is at minus 189, 190. So my look here is parlay Hooper O'Malley parlay. You get a money line each to get it down to minus 110.
Hooper inside the distance looking lovely at minus 111 or plus 130 by submission. Yeah, it's a parlay piece. It's a smaller cage. This is what really for me it just seals the deal. The smaller cage, I really think that Hooper's going to be able to get to him. We know Alex Caceres is not known for his power. You know what I mean? He's not known for his power punching. He's not known for knocking people out, we'll say. He's crafty. He moves around a lot, but he's not going to be able to move around like he wants to in the smaller cage. We've seen last week 4 finishes in the first 4 fights, I believe it was, or 5 fights, 1 of the 2.
First 4 all finishes.
You know what I mean? Killing the unders. That being said, I like Hooper here. I believe his spaghetti arms gets around Alex Caceres and he snaps in some sort of choke. I think it's going to be a rear naked choke too. Mark those words.
Oh, wham, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Yo, Mr. Perez, you got an opinion on this fight, my man?
I'll be honest, man. I don't. This kid Hooper, man, he doesn't do it for me. You know.
He's weird.
Like it's like Sean O'Malley's little brother or something.
Yeah.
And it's like I seen his record, and he, you know, all his fights he won by unanimous. Submission, except for the couple of times he's got a couple of decisions, right? Like 2 or 3 or something like that. Caceres doesn't like to fight, you know what I mean? He's like a points fighter, like karate style. He messes around a lot. Like he doesn't really get after it. Like have you ever seen Alex Caceres in like a bloody war?
No,
you know?
No,
never. You know, so
he's a stick and move kind of guy.
Yeah, and he's super boring. And you know, I think I'm just gonna watch this one. I mean, the kid Hooper, he's got jiu-jitsu, he's tough, but I just think he's he's too young.
Frankie, you think that smaller cage is going to pay dividends for Hooper? You know what I mean? Be able to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a 24-foot cage. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, the 6 feet really doesn't make that big of a difference. You can still move, but it looks smaller on TV for us. But
yeah, that's a question for you. Like, how much of a difference does it really make?
I mean, listen, I fought in a 20-foot cage, and that was like bring your bell punch. You know what I mean? Like, yeah,
like stock and rock.
Kelleher actually was a small cage like that. So I mean, there's smaller cages. I mean, the 24-foot cage just looks tiny because it's in the apex. It's a 24-footer. It's not a 30, and you're not in a stadium. You know what I mean? But 24-foot cage is big. Joey's been in one. You know what I mean? And it's not small. I mean, you'll still be able to move and work, and you know, you definitely have a lot. It's crazy that it's only 6 feet, but you know, the octagon, the 30-footer, definitely has a lot more real estate.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Alex likes to move. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, I could definitely see Hooper just being able to once he gets his hands on him. This seems like a very developed, like skinny, strong guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It uses his leverage.
Like he feels like he's got good grip strength. Like he's been doing his thing since he was 13, trying to figure it out, you know, about and stuff. You know what I mean? So
got it developed. Yeah.
Yeah. And his jiu-jitsu strength, you know. So I don't know. I mean, I guess I'll go with him by submission, but I'm not sold on this kid yet.
Maybe a UFC setup fight too for Hooper.
Yeah. Also, I mean, you kind of saw this with the whole Crone too. You know, the whole Gracie. You know, like they brought him in. They were like, we know what my man's good at. Who can we match him up with? Make him look. You know, this is Gracie. We're talking about lineage here. You know what I'm saying? We got Alex Caceres. Come on down. He comes out. He throws a jab. Crone just slips it, gets that body lock, and that's all it took. He just drove to the gram, wham, bam. So, and then you watch tape on Hooper. and I can't stand the little dude like the way he fights. But Daniel Tamor, he's not real good anywhere. But what my man does have is an overhand. He packs some punch in the overhand, and Hooper crashed in, and Tamor cracked him pretty hard, and he just gave no shits, bro. He just ate it, crack, and he was just looking to get that clinch, and he just clinched him up, tied him up, drug him to the ground, and that's kind of how I see this. It's just going to take one time to hit that ground, and then it's going to be done for Hooper. And whether it's first, second, or third, I think Hooper gets that finish.
Yeah, I think it's good watching the UFC actually set a fighter, not set a fighter up, but actually build a fighter like Hooper. You know what I mean? Before it was every man for himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So O'Malley.
Yep. Now that people make their name on the Contender Series, I feel like there's a lot of guys from there that they try to build up.
Snoop Dogg made O'Malley famous.
Well, UFC, what a lot of people don't know, they have a development program. So if they think that you're decent, whatever, they'll set you up with a team, put you through the development program, and build you up mentally, physically, and then have you fight for the Contender Series again or whatever, bring you in. Even when they put O'Malley in, they put him through that development program too. So, but O'Malley, I'm excited to talk about that one.
And fighters also, Frankie, that didn't get the contract, right? They'll bring them through that development program to develop them, right?
Yep.
So that's fine. Okay.
Which is nice,
Yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, what's developed from 2000 and 99, 98 now is in 20 years what UFC and MMA has become, as opposed to NFL that's been going on in MLB for 100 years.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, not a career, it's a business. It's not just a attraction anymore.
Bam. Hit it.
Boom. Hey, if somebody's gonna bet this fight, in what's y'all's opinion, how do you go about it? Are you just betting straight up? We looking at some prop bets? Joey, does anything took your pickle on this one right here, my brother?
Hooper within the distance, or Hooper money line with O'Malley money line parlay at -110. I'm making that one official, but maybe I'll do within the distance as well.
Okay, dropping that knowledge. What you think about this, Nick?
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
He's Mickey D's. I'm loving it.
Copy and paste that as we speak. Okay, but yeah, I had the same thing here. I like him inside the distance. Just in case he gets mount and whatnot and doesn't get that sub and just rains down weak punches like we've seen him do, and the ref just stops it. You know what I mean? I can see that happening as well. So I'm not gonna, over 20 cents, I think it is. I'm not going to waste a bet. But also, I mean, I like him in a parlay as well. I wouldn't mind him chase Hooper in a parlay at -185 ish. I think it's going to come down before fight time now. I think some people are going to jump on Alex. All the casuals are going to end up jumping on Alex Caceres. I know that for a fact.
You think so, huh? You think somebody? Hey, they're itching to bet on something, huh?
They like the dogs, so
and they know his name because he's 15-12 and been around for a while. They're like, boom, my man right here.
And then they look at Chase Hooper. This kid, what the hell has he got? You know what I mean?
He's got talking about eating Skittles and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You know what I mean? He's Ben Askren's older brother or younger brother, and Ben Askren is no longer. So, you know what I mean?
Wham bam. Hey, next up on the call, we got Sugar Sean O'Malley. I know Mr. Perez is ready to talk about this fight versus the veteran Eddie Wineland. Hey, before we shoot it though, Mr. Perez, Mr. Ward, can you drop me some stats on this fight, please, sir?
Yep, Sean O'Malley, he's 11-0 overall, 25 years old, 5'11", and has a 72-inch reach. He's 3-0 in the UFC, including the Ultimate Fighter and his Contender Series fight. His 11 wins, 6 by knockout, 2 by submission, and 3 by decision. And we got Eddie Wineland, who's 35 years old, 10 years older, 5'7", and has a 69-inch reach. So O'Malley has a 4-inch height advantage and 3-inch reach advantage. Wineland is 6-7 in the UFC, 3-2 his last 5. He is 24 wins, 14 by knockout, 5 by submission, and 4 by decision. And the last time he fought was exactly 1 year ago. My pick only is O'Malley. O'Malley minus 490. I would not tell my sister to bet on that. So you have to use them as a parlay piece.
I hope you wouldn't tell your sister to bet on that. Jesus.
It's pretty funny because this is a little side note. I had someone in my DMs who is another UFC bettor, and he said max bet Sean O'Malley minus 500. But yeah, I never answered that one. But so my advice is Hooper, O'Malley, moneyline parlay -110. Take it.
Ooh, spicy. Dropping some little nuggets over there.
I got some bombs in this one.
Hey. You just hold that little horses over there, my man. You just take a little break, get you a little 4-ounce beer, and let Mr. Perez
That's in there,
tell
Mom.
us what he thinks about this fight.
Little princess.
I like O'Malley too, man. I think he's finally starting to come into himself. I think he's grown. He put some weight on in that time off. Eddie Wineland is a vet, so this is his first big test. You know, this is going to be his first big test with a guy that he's fought the best to. You know, he had a run. Did he have a title at WEC?
Yes. Yeah, he had the title.
Yeah. So I mean, this guy's been around a long time. I'm sure he's pissed off that they're putting this young jock on him. You know, but I think it's a great matchup. I'm excited for this one. I think this one could be one of the fights of one of the best fights of the night. And I'm shooting for O'Malley. Right. I think O'Malley's going to put it together. I think he's confident. I like the fact, now that you see him at weigh-ins, he's not like a skinny little kid anymore. You know, he's starting to put some mass on him. You know, and I think with his last fight, you just saw the confidence come through after he won. He didn't even celebrate. He was just like meant to be there almost. You know, and this game is 80% mine. So if he's there already mentally, I don't see him having any issues with Eddie Wineland.
Very nice. Yo, nigga, what you thinking, brother?
That's like music to my ears right there. I like O'Malley knockout or finish in the first round at +185. I like him in the second round at +375. I don't think it makes it to the third, but if it does, you get O'Malley at +800, okay? But I also think you should bet inside the distance at -150, I think it is, which is kind of ridiculous in my opinion. O'Malley, let's see here. Inside the distance is exactly -150. That's I'm putting 3 units on that probably, and then a couple quarter units on both the second and third round and the first round.
There you go. A little spicy little nugget for y'all.
You're way bigger than this dude too.
Way bigger.
Oh, yeah.
That's one thing I was gonna say. You can just tell, and also just his stance too even makes him even bigger than what he even looks anyway.
Yeah, I mean O'Malley.
He stands real wide, and he just got that long reach. Big dude, was he 5'11", 135? You know, he's a pretty big dude for the weight class.
Well,
I think Sugar Sean all day.
Yeah,
I'm with you. I think in 5 years O'Malley's up. Right? In less than 5 years, O'Malley's up at featherweight.
Yeah, this is definitely
grow, right?
we talked about with Hooper, that UFC's putting that backpack on my man. They want to put that battery in his back, and because I mean, dude's a star. You know, he has to do his part. You know what I'm saying? He's got to knock down whoever they put in front of him, but my man does have the selling power to be a star. So I think we're all unanimous on that one.
Catch those big odds, boys, in the chat. Second round, first round. I mean, you're getting good odds, also not in the distance. So
yeah, I mean, how many times has Wineland been stopped?
Not
that many, is it?
Probably not that many, but he's fighting O'Malley, and that's just that.
Yeah, you know, he's a little bit older too. It seems like he fights with his hands down. He has great boxing. It's just at some point in time that age and speed, age and speed don't really go too well together against somebody as dangerous as Sean. That's just what I'm thinking. That's why I'm kind of hard on Sean.
Yeah, his last loss that he got stopped on was when he fought Barral, and that was a spinning back kick to the face. You know what I mean?
No, I tell you, no one.
I don't know. I mean, the thing about O'Malley now, he throws a lot of volume. You know what I mean? So is that going to get
spins too, right?
A lot of spins, but the spins really don't have anything on it. Yeah, that last guy he fought, man. What's the last guy?
Quinones, he's not bad. Jose Quinones.
He smoked his boot.
Yeah, the one dude he pushed on the floor. Yeah, it was that guy. That fight didn't even look right.
I hear you.
You're gonna tell me watch that fight again. He hit him with a slap. He pushed him on the floor, and then the guy he threw that kick, that head kick. It didn't even land flush, and then the guy just looked like he wanted out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I hear you. But Eddie, when's the last time Eddie fought? Does anybody know?
Yeah, a year ago.
A year ago, and before that, was he pretty active?
He fights like once a year, about doesn't he?
Yeah, this might be a paycheck thing.
Yeah, basically he's fought 1 year, then before that was another year.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, next up, I'm curious to hear everybody's breakdown on this one. I did end up changing my pick on this one right here. We got Neil Magny versus Anthony Rocco Martin. I had to change, bro. Just my mind was thinking. I couldn't sleep about it. I was fucking tossing and turning. Kept seeing fucking Neil Magny every time I closed my fucking eyes. And I did not want to fucking lose by going against Neil Magny. You can, hey, suck guy. And
Yeah,
hey, I'm man enough to admit it. But what's really going to piss me off is when fucking Rocco comes out and wins. But yeah, now I switched my pick to Neil. Hey, Mr. Work, you got some stats you could drop on this one?
Yep, Neil Magny, 32 years old, 6'3", 80-inch reach. He's 22-7 overall, 15-6 in the UFC, 3-2 his last 5. He fought a lot of big names: Carlos Condon, Rafael Dos Anjos, Johnny Hendricks, Hector Lombard, Kevin Gastelum, Damian Maia. His 22 wins, 7 by knockout, 3 by submission, and 15 by decision. Then we got Anthony Rocco Martin, 17-5. He's 30 years old, 6 foot and 73.5-inch reach. So Magny has a 7-inch reach advantage and 3-inch height advantage. He's 9-5 in the UFC, 4-1 last 5. His last 3 all went to decision. And his 17 wins, 1 by knockout, 9 by submission, and 7 by decision. I know it's really hard to knock out Anthony Rocco Martin himself. His last loss was Damian Maia. And then, I mean, he hasn't been knocked out since 2015. Well, he's got a rear naked choke loss in 2015. But he's never been knocked out. So I don't expect Neil Magny. I mean, I was leading Neil Magny all week. Then I had talked with my boy Matty Money. His best bet was Rocco Martin at plus money. So
shit, don't tell me you're taking Rocco, bro.
So I'm undecisive on this one. Indecisive. I'm going back and forth, but
see, that's me. This is that fight on that card that I'm even a little bit more comfortable on the Aljo Stamann or not Stamann Sandhagen than I am on this one. I keep going back and forth big time on this one.
Yeah,
8-inch reach advantage for Magny, number 1. Okay. You got Rocco come up. This is his 3rd or 4th fight at 170. Right now, you get Magny at minus 125. He was minus 1. So much money coming in on Rocco Martin right now, and I don't understand it. Magny at minus 125 is a steal, in my opinion. How he looked against Jingling Lee, how you pronounce his name, excuse me, was amazing. You know what I mean? The only thing that Mo brought up the other night was his leg kicks. Yeah.
Bro, you can't discount those, bro. After just what we saw last week.
But what I'm saying is, in that smaller cage as well, it's going to be hard to chop that tree down because, I mean, you got Neil with that 8-inch reach. He's going to be hitting him with that jab all day long. He's going to have to get in kicking range, and I don't believe he's going to be able to do that like he did or like his opponents did, Neil Magny's opponents did in the past. I just don't see it happening. That's a huge reach advantage. That's like 3 times my, you know what? I mean, that's like 8. It's just unreal. It's just 8 inches. Come on.
Let's take a pause on the call and let's just go right directly to our resident UFC fighter in the building. Hey, Mr. Frank Perez, what you think about this, bro? What you think about Mr. Magny that doesn't really check leg kicks? You got somebody like Rocco. We saw last week with Gutierrez and Morales, somebody that comes out that throws a lot of leg kicks that fights somebody that doesn't check a lot of leg kicks. It could be a disaster. You got an opinion one way or another on this?
I think if Magny's smart, he needs to fight in the clinch with this one. You know, I think Magny's he's a road warrior. You know what I mean? It's funny, man. He knows he's very smart and he knows how to play the game. But Martin's stand up is very good. You know, those leg kicks are something else. And the thing about Magny is he's so hot and cold. It's so hard to call him. You know, some fights he comes out there and he looks like a vet, and in other fights he's dry.
Yeah, exactly. Like I think in those times, I think sometimes he can use his reach, you know, pretty good, and then other times when he fights, he doesn't seem to use his reach to his advantage, and then he gets kind of lit up on that. Is that something that y'all see as well?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, it's like you said, hot and cold sometimes. But the Neil Magny that just came back after you saw the suspension, he looked good against. I mean, Joe, what did you think?
Every time I closed it, the past 3 days, I closed my fucking
that
eyes.
guy pooped in my apple pie as well, Magny. So, yeah, I like Magny here a lot. I really do. He's one of my most confident plays, top 4, I would say, especially at minus 125. I mean, I haven't bet him yet, thank God. I would have lost 15, 20 cents on it. The smaller cage, people think that's going to benefit Rocco in his kick range, but I did make a point on odds.com that Neil Magny in the clinch, he's great at putting you against the fence, getting that back, and you mentioned that, Frankie. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I thought I was the only person that saw that, and I think that he can do that with Rocco. He's the bigger guy. He is. Point blank, end of story. So we'll see here.
Oh, very Joey, that change your mind? Anything? You still hard on Rocco, bro?
I was never hard on Rocco. My boy,
On Rocco. All right, bro.
No, another
It's all
one.
good. We're just a couple guys talking, bro. It's all good. It's okay.
no,
Like a bad
Just a
Friday
couple guys hanging out. You know what I'm saying?
I was on Magny, but my boy Magny Money he talked me out of it. But I might go back. Haven't nothing official yet.
Gotcha. Hey, take a little pause in the call. Nicholas, how about you tell the chat what they need to do, brother?
Go to Odds HQ on YouTube, Odds 110 on Twitter. Subscribe, like, please. This content we're doing right now, we're doing for you. If it wasn't for the chat box, we would not be here. If it wasn't for everybody in the panel, we would not be here. So that's all we ask. Subscribe, like, please comment, whether you like it or not. Just thumbs down, thumbs up. I don't give a damn. Just subscribe.
I mean, I kind of do. I kind of prefer you hit the thumbs up,
Well,
but
I mean,
you know what I mean. But I mean, to each his own. Tomato, tomato.
Exactly.
It's cool if you hit the thumbs
Tomato,
down. I guess or you just get the hell out if you're gonna hit the thumbs down. I'd rather you just hit the thumbs up. But you know what I'm saying. We're streaming from a
Distraction.
platform right now. Mine, Boston Knicks, Odds HQ. If you're watching on your boy's channel, if you're watching on Nick's channel, close it out. Type in on the search Odds HQ. You see it on the screen right there. Boom, Odds HQ. No space in between Odds and HQ. Type that in, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell notification, because hopefully it's kind of like a little pilot episode. You know what I'm saying? So if it gets green lit, was what we're planning on doing. You're going to see this every single Friday. And then if we keep pumping out that content, hey, who knows how many days a week you're going to get to see these pretty faces over here, especially that one in the upper right corner.
That's right.
But yeah, Odds HQ. And make sure you smash
42
that.
people watching live. Thank everybody here. And 27
sure.
Let's pump those likes up.
Hey, smash that like just like young Nick at 3 ounce just said. Next up on the card, we got Aljamain Sterling versus Cody Sandhagen. You got some stats on this, Mr. Work?
Yes, I do. Aljo is 30 years old, 5'7", 71-inch reach. He's 18-3 overall, 10-3 in the UFC, 4-1 his last 5, 18 wins, 2 by knockout, 7 by submission, and 9 to decision. 3 of his last 4 all went to decision. Then we got Corey Sandhagen. He is 12-1 overall, 28 years old, 5'11", and 70-inch reach, so he has a 4-inch height advantage. He's 5-0 in the UFC, and those are all his last 5 fights. His 12 wins, 4 by knockout, 3 by submission, and 5 by decision. 2 of his last 3 to decision. It's Aljo or pass here for me.
Yes, sir.
As you've seen, I tweeted out
Sandhagen's last 3 opponents.
What's up?
Sandhagen's last 3 opponents. Do you have them?
I got them. Yes, I do. His last 3 are Rafael Sunkau, who's on the next fight, John Lineker, and Mario Bautista.
Okay. And then Aljo?
Aljo fought his last 3 is Pedro Munoz, Jimmy Rivera, and Cody Stamann. Before that, Brett Johns, and obviously his loss to Marlon.
Yep.
But this is basically a number 1 contender fight, and I know
this could be like they could be fighting for the belt.
Yeah, you're right.
Jose and
boy.
Aljo's looked better and better and better every fight in his last 4 fights.
Yep, I think I agree. He's been getting better and better.
And I think Sandhagen's just a tad bit deep under, he's probably got the better striking by a tad bit, but when it comes to I think
Sandhagen has really good boxing, really good at going high, low, working the body, making people guess. That's kind of where I only see that he might have a slight advantage here.
Saying
I think if this was like a 5-round fight, I would be more likely to go on Sandhagen. He has a little bit more time. With it being 3 rounds and Aljo having the better grappling, and with Sandhagen having pretty low takedown defense, he's been known to get taken down a time or two. I think Aljo's definitely going to go there. I think Aljo can definitely win 2 of the 3 rounds, at least 10-9, secure a nice little, it's probably going to be a split decision. It's probably going to be a close fight.
it's one of those fights where you just sit back, drinking an alcohol beverage or a soda.
They get you a nice apple juice and enjoy, huh?
Maybe an apple pie, but you watch it, enjoy MMA.
That's right. Hey, Mr. Perez, what you think about this fight, bro? Are you going Aljo? You going Sandhagen? What you thinking?
I think this could be the fight of the night right here.
Oh, yeah.
I think a lot of people don't know what Corey Sandhagen's about yet. You know what I mean? Thing is, Frankie's supposed to fight him. And when we were doing a little research on him, we kind of found out that this kid kind of plays with TJ a little. They train together. So I hear he would pump the brakes on TJ a lot. And a lot of good striking. The kid's long, he's lanky, but Aljo is very good everywhere. He's got kind of a little bit unorthodox stand-up, but he's a gamer. He likes to wrestle. He's very smart. He's funky, like his nickname.
The Funk Master.
I like Aljo in this fight, but I think Corey Sandhagen's this is gonna be his stepping out of the shadows a little bit. Everybody's gonna kind of know
coming out party, huh?
Yeah.
Don't you convince me, Frankie.
But Corey Sandhagen's very, 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 very good. When we were doing research on it, and I don't give a lot of praise to a lot of these guys, but this kid just came out of nowhere. His stand-up's good. He's long. He's lanky. He's big for the class. Like, it's definitely going to be a fight. But, I mean, Aljo is very, very good everywhere. So we'll see what's up.
Frankie, as a grappler, the height advantage and all that stuff, right? Is it going to be easier for him to, or harder for Aljo, I should say, to implement his game plan? You know what I mean?
I don't know if Aljo has a game plan, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I guess you should. Yeah.
I just feel like
Aljo game then.
What?
His ground game then. If he tries to take it to the mat, is it going to be harder for as facing a taller opponent?
I think it'd be easier.
Okay.
I think it'd be easier. Once he gets in on the legs, like Aljo's wrestling is very, very good, and he's very good at passing his passing guard. Like, he's tough on top. You know what I mean? And if you see any of his fights, anytime he gets on top, he usually doesn't lose a position.
Yep.
But Corey's good, and we haven't been able to see his. Well, I haven't personally. I haven't seen his ground game yet. You know what I mean? So I think this could be the fight of the night right here.
Okay.
Very nice. Hey, shout out to the chat giving Mr. Joey Works some love. Hey, they want to know, brother. Hey, they're like, Joey, hey, where can we find you? Where can we find you? Hey,
tell them
where they can find you, brother. Hey, where can they find these elite picks besides right here on Odds HQ?
At Joey Work on Twitter, JOEWWERK, JOEYWERK. Tweeted out my official plays, normally Saturday afternoonish before the fights. Last week we were plus 1.85 units.
Yep, nice.
Very nice, very nice. I just saw that. Wanted to show you some love, brother. I want to show you some love. So, hey, if we're betting this fight, guys, I mean, how are we betting it? What you thinking, Nick?
Joe, you go first. Come on, look into something real quick.
Yeah, it's Aljo or Perez for me.
Aljo by decision inside the distance.
The line's at minus. I could get minus 115, so I don't even want to mess with any of that.
Yeah, pick them. Yeah, you take just whoever you're gonna. Yeah, I'm an Aljo money line.
All right, so it's Aljo or pass for y'all, right?
Yeah, just Aljo straight. I'm betting Aljo.
Just Aljo straight up. All right, you heard the man. Straight up. Hey, wasn't that Miss Paul Abdul that came up with straight up? Now tell me, do you really want to love? I don't know why that just popped in my head. Hey, you know what I'm talking about, bro? Am I caught in the heat?
I might look young, but I'm 36.
Hey, Nobody said you look young, bro.
Hey, every bar I go to, they ask me for my
You a
license.
motherfucking lie, bro.
don't see that.
Next up on the card, we got Rafael Sunsel versus Mr. Cody No Love Garbrandt. Hey, Mr. Joey Work, you got some stats on these guys?
Yep, Osuntao is 37 years old, 5'6", with a 66.5-inch reach. He is 27-7 overall, 11-4 in the UFC. He's 3-2 his last 5. He lost his last 2 to Corey Sandhagen, who we were just talking about, and Marlon Moraes. His 27 wins are 13 by decision, 10 by submission, and 4 by knockout. Then we got Cody Garbrandt, 11-3 overall. He's 28 years old, 5'8" and 65.5-inch reach, so he's a 2-inch height advantage. He's 6-3 in the UFC, 2-3 in his last 5. He's lost his last 3 in a row, 2 to TJ Dillashaw and his last one to Pedro Munoz. He was knocked out in the first round in his last 2, but his last fight was in March 2019, so over a year ago.
Yep.
His 11 wins, 9 by knockout, 2 by decision. I know a lot of people are on a Sunhow here, but I probably lean Cody Garbrandt. I know Frankie has a little more information than me on this, but I'm pretty sure that Cody started training with Mr. Henry in New Jersey and has been going back and forth and is really dedicated to this fight.
Game. And Frankie, if you could go first, I'd go ahead.
Yeah, no, drop us some little knowledge bombs.
I'm a big believer that I don't think you need to change your camp, but you need to implement new coaching styles. I feel like the camp that got you there is the camp that you need to be with. But you definitely need to bring somebody in to give you a different eye and a different look, you know? Cody's problem, it's not that he's a bad fighter or got caught. He gets too emotional. And when he gets emotional, he loses his track. Listen, I've been able to be friends with Cody now, meeting him through, mutual friends. He went to college with Corey Anderson and another teammate of mine, BJ Young. So I ended up meeting Cody through them, and one of his teammates and friends is Kid Vegas. So the stories he used to tell me from college on how he just always had that, fighting mentality, and always down to get down. The fact that he had these couple of losses and switched up he's still with Alpha Male, but now he's training over here in Jersey with Ricardo Almeida, with, my team, Mark Henry, with Frankie. And what they've been really working on with him is not getting emotional. He is a phenomenal athlete. His hands are super fast. The kid knows what to do. The problem is his body too is not the best. You know what I mean? He's got back issues and whatnot in the past. But I know he's going into this 100% healthy. He's 100% ready, and I think his mindset going into this one's a lot different. Especially with my coach Mark Henry. And I'm not just saying this because he's one of my coaches, but he's so intelligent when it comes to any kind of athletic sport, let alone fighting. When he used to coach football, his son's football team, and they won every championship ever since he was coaching, except for 1 year. You know what I mean? But they lost in the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? Like, he strategically is so smart, and if you just listen to him, everything's going to be all right, and you're going to win. So I think Cody by knockout for this fight, but in the second round, just because he's got all new flavor, a whole new style going into this fight. He's still going to be Cody. He's just going to be a lot more sharper and a lot more smarter going into this.
Sanso hasn't been knocked out in 9 years. UFC debut.
Oh.
What's the odds on that?
You almost convinced me in here on Cody. It's like he's a new man and stuff. It's just hard to. It's weird.
He's got his son now. It's just I just feel like it's a whole new leaf. You know what I mean? It's a whole new leaf, and not for nothing, but like our team's kind of on a tear right now. So the last 3 girls just won back to back to back, and they all had great performances. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see Cody. And the last time I talked to him, man, it was like he wants it. And which was cool to see. You know what I mean? So because like him and I don't know each other, for years, you know what I mean? But for him to like open up and like I can see it in his eyes like he wants it, so it's cool.
I'm changing my pick for odds.com.
Oh shit, Nicky. Oh shit, Nicky. Hey, what are we talking about here, bro? Huh?
Cody Garbrandt. That was Rafael Santos was one of my main picks for odds.com.
Oh shit, son.
It's going to Cody Garbrandt.
You know what's crazy?
How it never leaves you. I'm hoping that chin's there still.
You know what I thought about Cody when he first got in the UFC? I always thought he was a good fighter, but I thought he was all hype, and I was like, this kid will never be a world champ. And then when I saw the way he beat Dominic Cruz, who's one of my all-time favorite fighters, I was like, wow, this kid he's better than I thought, and I think he's better than he thought. You know what I mean? And then I think just like the fame and the money kind of got to him a little bit, and with the TJ thing, he just got super emotional. His fights, he just gets too emotional.
He goes to war. He goes to war and needs to stop that.
It's just, you don't need that, He expects that every time. And what I said the last time I was on this show, you don't expect to go to war. You expect to win. And war just ends up happening through the process. And it's either a go or no go type of opportunity. You know what I mean? Those bloodbaths aren't planned. They just, you get into that, you get that moment itself. You know what I mean?
Caught in the moment, right?
So, at the level that Cody is at right now, anybody in the top 15, if you try to knock them out, they're going to try to knock you out. You know what I mean? So it's like whether you hit him with one good punch or two good punches, better believe you bite down and be ready. That's, I think, his problem too in the past.
Frankie, you say he's mentally ready. That's the only thing I was worried about was his mentality in this. So if that's
shit, Frankie,
I'm on Cody. Let's go.
Appreciate you being on the show, but we gotta go with Sun Sal. We gotta just stick with the guns. You know what I'm saying? I just think that I don't know. I just don't really trust his chin that much. I hope he comes out. I hope he shows me otherwise. I hope we get to see that no love back because my man. Hey, when he's on, that performance against Dom might be one of the best performances in UFC history. He came out and styled on Dom, but I'm gonna stick with my gut. But, man, hey, I got to get to the next fight before you fucking convince me and go with Cody because I'm real fucking close to it. So
I'm convinced.
I'm real close to it. Like, I'm on the edge, like not even wanting to go to the next fight yet because I still might change it. Because, it's fucking Cody. You know what I mean? But
Sansal's getting older. He hasn't knocked out anybody in a while. He's –
shit, hey, this might fuck my picks up. Hey, we're riding with Mr. Frank. He done convinced both these goonballs over here to switch to Cody. We're fucking rolling Cody. Mark it in the books. So, yeah, no.
Yeah, put the pressure on, bro.
What's that?
I'm gonna get texts and DMs tomorrow. What the hell?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, putting it all on you, brother. Putting it all on you.
No, I told you, Cap. I was
follow on Twitter, guys. Follow on Twitter. All right, next up, we got the main event of the evening on Amanda Nunes versus Felicia Spencer. Yo, Mr. Work, you got some stats on this?
Yep, Amanda Nunes is 32 years old. She's 5'7", 69-inch reach, 19-4 overall, 12-1 in the UFC, 5-0 in her last 5. She's beat everybody they've thrown at her, including Cyborg, Shevchenko twice, Ronda Rousey, Holly Holm, Durandame twice, Misha Tate. 2 of her last 5 went to the distance. Felicia Spencer's 8-1 overall, 29 years old. She's 5'6" and has a 68-inch reach advantage. So Nunes has a 1-inch height advantage, 1-inch reach advantage. She's 2-1 in the UFC, 4-1 last 5. She lost to Cyborg via split decision, but she did give her a good fight. Next best fighter she's fought was Megan Anderson, who is like a stalk, I would say. 3 of her last 5 wins are via rear naked choke, I think. I'm pretty sure the last 3 or 4, definitely 3, maybe 4, but the main events on the last couple of weeks, the underdog has won. Here, if you like the underdog, you can get her at plus 450 somewhere, plus 400. For me, I am not laying minus 600 on Amanda Nunes, but that would be the side I would be on.
I got some good props for you, Joey.
Yeah, let's hear them.
All right, so you can get a Nunes at knock or finish in round 3 at plus 675. You can get round 2 if you want it at plus 450, but I wouldn't take that. I would take the over 1.5 at minus 150 in this. believe it is. Let's see here real quick. And yes, it is. Yep. Ooh, went up a little bit. I'm sorry. Overs 1 night. Well, that went up. So I would actually take that out of the equation. I would bet Nunes at plus 800, I believe it is, or plus 700, second round knockout, third round knockout, or finish. Is you get round 5 at plus 1675 with Nunes. So round 5, 1675, then you get round 4 at 1075, which ain't bad at all. And then round 3, 675. That's where you play. You play Nunes in all 3 of those rounds, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, I think. I do think Felicia can last 2 rounds, and if she gets into that 3rd, we're in the money. You know what I mean? We're in the money. So that's what I would bet that, if anything.
Okay, very nice, very nice. You got an opinion on this, Mr. Frankie?
I think it's a wash. I think Amanda's going to just walk through this chick, and it's not even going to be a close fight.
Okay. You can get Amanda in distance, too.
We talking early stoppage? We talking decision?
Yeah, just who did she fight that I was like, I mean, she's tough and all, but I just don't.
Duran, maybe she actually went to with her, right?
Oh, when she fought Cyborg, that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know, and it was just like the thing is with like Cyborg beat everybody mentally, so you really can't ever see like, you know, like you could see the girls were so scared of fighting her. You know what I mean? And I mean, it's no point even watching a fight like that. You know, Amanda's not scared. You know, and Amanda's got so much confidence. She's got a new baby on the way. They had a long layoff. You know, I just think. I just don't even think it's going to be close. I think
Nunes inside the distance, minus 170. That's going to be my actually 3-unit play. And then I'm going to sprinkle something on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round prop.
Yeah, definitely within the distance for
sure. What was inside the distance? What was the line?
You're gonna laugh and you better jump on it right now. Okay?
That's why I'm making me say it again.
Minus 170.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Inside the distance is minus.
Yeah, put it in now. That's money in the bank. That might be mortgage payment.
All right, so you busting that Jimmy the Bag bet, huh?
No, he doesn't need that. But I'll take that all day. Minus 170 Nunes to finisher in 5 rounds. Come on now.
Hey, are you still going to do that sprinkle? What you were talking about? What was it? Tuesday when we recorded?
3rd, 4th.
Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever. Talking about taking a shot on that 3rd, 4th, 5th.
I'm gonna do 3rd and 4th, and if she gets her on the 3rd and 4th, I win both. You know what I mean? Her getting on the 4th and inside the distance, and that's a banger. You know what I mean? I might put the 5th in there for a smaller bet because it's plus 16 or 1700. But that being said, if I hit all 3 of those and inside the distance, that's money in the bank. That's the best way to bet in the Nunes fight, believe it or not, right now, is the 3rd, 4th, 5th, her to take her out, and then inside the distance as well.
Very nice, very nice. Hey, we rode through the whole card. That's right. We broke the whole thing down. So before we leave you, we're gonna drop you a couple best plays, Nick. Hey, what's your best play on this card, brother? In your humble opinion.
Give me a minute. In a minute.
Yo, you got something in mind? Hey, those wheels is always turning. Yeah, I see. Yeah, shoot it at me, bro. Shoot it at me. I'm ready. Hey,
I'm ready.
Thinking, brother.
I'm taking Hooper O'Malley parlay minus 110. Best bet.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like both those guys.
You know what? I'm gonna go main event Nunes inside the distance of minus 170. A big boy bet. Also, sprinkle put a half a unit on each 3rd, 4th, and 5th round stoppage by Nunes.
Very nice. Hey, and Mr. Frankie, so you said you could see fight of the night written all over the Sandhagen Aljo fight, right? You just think that's gonna be a banger? That's gonna be a banger.
I think that's gonna be the best fight of the night. That's just on me. I feel like Sandhagen's got a lot to prove, and Aljo has been very, very vocal on where his stance is in the UFC, and he's been dying to fight for the title. So I feel like both these guys are going to go out there and get after it. You know what I mean? So
very nice, very nice.
Yeah, that's the spot, right, Frankie? who wins that gets the next shot, right?
Well, between Sanhagen and
I would assume, what? It's vacant, right?
Yeah, I think they're gonna fight again.
Jose and Jan are fighting for it. Peter Jan. Peter.
Right. Man.
Yeah, that's going to be a great fight, but I think Jan knocks Aldo out.
Yeah.
I think Jan's very, very good. And I know him and Cody have some bad blood.
Yeah, there's a favor, right?
Yeah, depending on how these fights go, you might see the winner of Aljo and Sanhagen fight the winner of Sunsao and Cody for the #1 contendership.
Oh wow.
Yeah. True that, brother. True that. Anything y'all want to leave everybody with before we close it out?
Gerald!
Oh, let's go.
Oh, GM3.
Let's go, Gerald. Let's do this. Joey, anything you thinking?
Frank, there's a question here. Hog was wondering what it's like to fight on the McGregor versus Siva card. The fight week environment must have been crazy.
Yeah, I mean that was my first fight in the UFC, so it was pretty surreal. Especially at that card. It's funny, man. It's like that's like one of the fights I don't like to even think about because it was the one and only time I've ever been finished in my career, and it was a lot going on. But the Patriots were playing that weekend, so since Conor was fighting, I was on the prelims, right? Everybody was there, at the fight during the prelims. The people were watching. Yeah, Joey was. But as fans, like obviously my fans were my friends and family were going to be there, my fans, whatever. But the stands were crazy already because they were all Conor fans, but a lot of the fans were there watching the football game. So they were watch a fight, then go up to the bar and watch the football game. So the stadium was, I would say, what do you think, Joe? Halfway packed, 50% packed already?
Yeah. Yep.
It was crazy. So when I walked out, it was walking out to like a pay-per-view event. It was nuts.
Oh, wow.
So it was a pretty surreal moment. And I remember walking out and seeing my dad. Even though I saw all these people, I saw my dad, man. And I went up to him and I hugged him and I was like, we fucking made it, man. Let's fucking do this, I obviously had the worst performance of my life, but it was still sick, It was the time of my life, and you can't take it away from me. So fuck off.
Like nobody have ever done that before. So I've rewatched that fight many times. So that Sam Style fight, was it first round, right?
Oh, Sam Style,
yeah, starched him.
Yeah, I'm dying to fight again so I can have another claim to fame because that's the only fucking fight anybody ever talks about. So,
yeah. Why not? Why not go at it? Have you ever thought of it? No.
Yeah, I was trying to come back, and then pandemic happened. So, everything's on hold. Everything's on hold. So,
hey, you gonna get back in there, bro? So
I'm excited. But it is what it is, and I'm just on here talking with you guys. So it's just another endeavor.
Hell yeah, brother. You welcome anytime, my man. We go live several times, not just this. Like we'll be going live tomorrow for the whole entire fight card. I'm not sure if we do it on odds. Of course, if the boss wants us to, we'll be doing it right here, but we'll at least do it on my and Nick's channel. We just talk fights the whole time, kind of like a little fight companion. So, we can fit 6 up in this jank. So if you ain't doing nothing, you want to drop in, just holler at your boy on Twitter and I'll drop you the link.
Yep. And by the way, I could tell you were getting into. By your facial structure, I'm like, is he training for a fight? Or is he getting in shape?
Hey man, quit hitting on fucking Frankie, bro. Stay in the fucking right corner. Yeah, that shit's fucking sexual harassment, bro. That shit we're in 2020, bitch. All right.
Yeah, I am though. I am getting back in shape. That's
I can tell, man. You were on a month ago, right? With us and Betwise. I can tell the difference.
Yeah, I was packing on the pounds. I was right after Chinese food.
That jawline. How's that jawline looking? I ain't even noticed it. We got old Boston Nick over here talking about.
Hey, jawline. I noticed it.
Frankie, by chance is your jaw made of granite? I can't tell. It's nice and chiseled.
Oh Lord. What a great show, guys. That was awesome, man. Pleasure to have you, Frankie. Joey, always pleasure to have you, brother.
Yep.
You guys want to go on any freaking time? Come on, man. Please. I would love it. Honestly.
Yeah. So that's my virtual manager is Joey Work. So you just talk to him and let me know.
Hey, Joey Work is in. Hey, he's slipping and moving and everything. Got his little hand and everything, doesn't he? Hey, I see him.
Yeah. My boys are always working. I have to say that my boys are always working.
Grinding, son, grinding.
Yeah.
Hey guys, that's UFC 250. Hey, before we do it, hey, where can they find you, Frankie?
All platforms. Team Frankie Perez. All platforms.
Yeah.
Team, as in team TEAM. Frankie Perez. Nice and simple.
Go show some love, Joey Work. Tell them where they can find you, bro.
At Joey Work, JoeyWerk on Twitter.
No glitz and glamour needed. Done. Joey Work.
That's right.
Yo, Fat Fist. Let them know where they can find you, brother.
Odds HQ on Twitter, Mr. Fatfist, MRFATFIS.
Hey, those the best elbows in the business.
Good elbow.
You know you, boy. You can find me Mo Stream TV. Like I said, we'll be live tomorrow, start to finish, talking plays, talking bets, talking everything fight related, talking shit to each other, everything. Support Odds HQ, no space in between. Go over there, smash that subscribe button, that bell notification. Hey, and as you're at it, boom, your boy needs some love too. Mo Stream TV, smash that subscribe. Boom, we got Boston Nick over there. Subscribe to his channel as well. We're all in this together. So until next week, hey, UFC 250, powered by odds.com. We out.
Let's get that money.
Get that money.